Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's just dive right in. Think about the most agonizing, exhausting, and literally unwinnable battle you fight every single day. No, it's not your commute, it's not your overflowing inbox, it's actually the silent, ongoing war of trying to control other people. You know exactly what I mean, right? We all do it. We obsess over what people think, we try to manage their reactions, and we twist ourselves into absolute knots trying to get them to change. But what if the secret to taking your power back wasn't about controlling them at all?
So ask yourself honestly, are you absolutely drained by trying to manage the adults in your life? Whether it's what your friends are doing, how your family members react, or the decisions your coworkers make, this need for control is a total trap. You want them to behave differently, and when they don't, guess who's left feeling frustrated and deeply resentful? You. You're giving away all your time and energy to things you fundamentally cannot change. But today, we're going to look at a radical way to reclaim that energy.
To stop this endless cycle, we're exploring a transformative framework from Mel Robbins called the Let Them Theory. And look, this isn't just about throwing your hands up in defeat. Not at all. It's actually a brilliant two-part paradigm shift designed to shatter the illusion of control and completely protect your mental peace. The equation is super simple but profoundly effective. Let them combined with let me. Most people get stuck on that first half, but I promise you it's the second half that's the real game changer.
Think about true control, like a balance beam. On one side, you have acceptance and understanding. On the other, you have the other people in your life. Saying let them means releasing the tight grip you have on others. It's accepting that they're going to do whatever they want. But let me? Oh, that is the ultimate power move. That is where you step up and take radical responsibility for your own response. It's the perfect counterbalance. It shows that true control isn't about micromanaging the crowd on the right, it's about empowering the individual on the left, which is you.
Let's look at a real-world example here. Say you see photos of your friends out on a weekend trip and you weren't invited. Ouch. It hurts, right? If you only use the let them part, you might just sit alone on your couch, feeling all morally superior, thinking, well, let them be cliquey, I don't need them anyway. But let me ask you, how exactly is sitting alone in your self-righteousness going to build the incredible friendships you actually want? Spoiler alert, it won't. Saying let them relieves the pain for a split second, but without let me, you just end up lonely and bitter.
Let's see how this theory helps us manage daily friction with a highly relatable scenario from the source material, the infamous dog poop incident. Picture this. You're out on a nice trail, and an owner lets their dog do its business and then just kicks leaves over it. Your automatic stress response flares up instantly. You want to anoint yourself the neighborhood dog police, right? But you can't control her. So you take a breath and say, let them walk away. And then comes the power move. Let me choose my response. You can pick it up to be a leader, you can report it, or you can just keep walking. The crucial point here is that you can't stop the annoyance, but you are always in control of who you decide to be in response.
This brings us to a bit of an emotional pivot, perfectly captured by a powerful quote from poet Mary Oliver. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I really want you to let that sink in for a second. Your time is finite. Every single minute you spend worrying about other people's opinions or anticipating their judgment is literally a minute stolen from your wild, precious life.
So how do we actually stop fearing other people's opinions? Well, the source material offers some counterintuitive but incredibly liberating advice. Actively give people the freedom to think negative thoughts about you. Yeah, you heard me right. Stop trying to pretend you don't care, and instead grant them full permission to misunderstand you, to roll their eyes, or to doubt you. Once you accept that people will inevitably have opinions because they always do, you're completely free. You stop anticipating their judgment and you finally start living authentically.
Part 1. Decoding emotional immaturity. Navigating adult tantrums.
The stark truth is, a lot of adults simply lack emotional regulation tools. When they feel uncomfortable, they don't act their age. They honestly act exactly like 8-year-olds. Look at the undeniable connection here. When a kid sulks in the corner, what do they want? They want you to soothe them. When an adult gives you that painful, silent treatment, they're doing the exact same thing. They don't know how to process their emotions, so they shut down, secretly hoping you'll ask, oh no, what did I do wrong? When you realize that an adult rage texting you is literally just a toddler throwing a tantrum, you stop being scared. You actually start to feel compassion. It is not your job to manage it. Just let them.
Now, another area where we constantly give away our power is chronic comparison. We look at others and suddenly feel terrible about ourselves.
But the source material asks a really provocative question to evaluate this habit. When you compare yourself to someone else, are you torturing yourself or is it teaching you something? Because, listen, your envy is either actively destroying your peace or it's a massive glowing signpost pointing you straight toward personal growth.
So here's how you tell the difference. Torture is when you obsess over fixed, unchangeable attributes. Being jealous of someone's incredible bone structure or the fact that they were born with perfect pitch is just self-torture. You can't change it, so you simply must say, let them. But teacher comparison? Oh, that is a goldmine. This is when you focus on changeable actions. If you're furious watching someone else succeed in your field, that anger is a teacher. Actually, scratch that. You aren't really mad at them. You're mad at yourself because you know you're fully capable of doing the work, but you procrastinated. That comparison forces you to look right in the mirror and take accountability.
Part 2. The Science of Influence. How to inspire change without pressure.
So what about the people we genuinely want to help or motivate? The golden rule here is you got to do it without nagging, forcing, or pressuring them. Why? Because adults only change when they feel like it. Before you even have a conversation with someone about changing, you have to do the prep work. Enter the 5 whys method. You basically keep asking yourself why you're frustrated with them until you hit the actual root cause. And spoiler alert, whatever you uncover, it will almost always reveal that your urge to pressure them actually stems from your own feelings of lost control. Recognizing that it's really about you makes it so much easier to drop the pressure and just let them be.
Once you're grounded, you can use something called the ABC loop. This is a clinical, research-backed technique known as motivational interviewing. Doctors actually use this all the time to help patients find their own motivation to change. It's essentially a closed-loop system designed to influence someone purely through your own behavior, without ever having to use force.
Here's how the ABC loop actually works in practice. Step A. Apologize for pressuring them in the past and ask open-ended questions that make them reflect on what they actually want. Step B. Back off entirely. I mean it, just step back and observe their behavior. Step C. Celebrate their progress while you continue to model the change yourself. Now, fair warning here. True influence takes extreme patience. Research shows it might take literally 6 months of you quietly going to the gym and making it look easy before they ever feel motivated to join you.
Part 3. Welcome to your Let Me era, prioritizing your own happiness.
We've covered a ton of ground in this explainer, but it all leads up to this one climactic realization. The Let Them theory isn't just a guide for navigating relationships with other people. It's fundamentally a guide for how you treat yourself. The absolute foundation of all incredible relationships in your life lies entirely in how you treat yourself. So, what does it mean to reclaim your power today? It means you stop waiting for others to change and you take radical responsibility for your own joy. Let me prioritize my own happiness. Let me set boundaries that protect my peace. Let me take a massive risk and write that book. Let me stop trying to rescue those who are struggling and let them heal how they need to heal. And most importantly, let me stop waiting for permission from anyone else to live the exact life I want.
You know, you spent enough of your life consumed by what other people are doing, thinking, and feeling. That time is gone. But right now, in this moment, you are in complete control of what you think, what you say, and what you do next. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to carry with you today. Now that you have your power back and you are stepping into radical responsibility, what exactly are you going to do with your Let Me era the second this explainer ends?